If you're losing your grip and you can't face the music, and it's making you feel topsy-turvy and unstable, well, don't give up just yet. Because you're about to gobble up some laughs with life's funniest moments. We've got Tupperware tumbling and birthday bumbling. Cold water plunges and downhill lunges. Dogs that bark and lights that spark. All on life's funniest moments. Get your game on, 'cause it's time for some smooth moves and grooves. These two overcame slipperiness, water pressure, and cold temperature to meet for this historic handshake. The one thing they didn't think through, though? Gravity. Here, Charlie is getting his birthday surprise. A bandaged-up ankle. When it comes to doing difficult donuts on your bike, they say three's a charm. If you have a motorcycle repair shop. Yes, Brian wanted to cram the most he could into his vacation. But next year, he would learn his lesson and avoid combining horseback lessons with aerobics lessons. And now another clip from the cameraman who can predict the future. What will he zoom in on today? I'm guessing a stumble. Great. But let's stick around when he points up just as lightning is about to strike. And this latest dance craze is called the high kick. It's a lot of fun, but be warned, it takes skill. Especially the super hard double high kick. Yes, the dancing was exotic and exciting, so the little girl couldn't help imitating it. But one important difference, the dance was originally meant to be done on dirt. The irony is, she was looking for her Get Organized workbook. Get ready for some good times. It was a beautiful wedding reception, especially the toast where the bride's father offered them his love, his congratulations, and his credit card to cover the ceiling damage. All morning long, if you asked Raymond, he'd say he loved to swing. But then later, not so sure. Hard to say why. But he was always flip-flopping. This isn't what his instructor meant when he said to go out and hit a bucket of balls. It's hard to know what that special something is that makes someone destined to walk the runway, but it could be good balance. Why is Billy running into the wall? He doesn't have the words yet to tell his sister, "I don't want to play house anymore." Actually, this is all just as well. Jenny's folks don't think they could eat another easy-baked brownie. This is an ancient folk jig dance done during harvest to ensure a large and plentiful doctor's bill. Why is this little dog fighting so hard for the stuffed animal? He figures it'll distract the bigger dog from going after him. Despite how this looks, Bigsby doesn't dislike the owner's accordion playing. He just feels that Swanee River has a faster beat, and that the bridge should come way earlier. And really, to be authentic, the song should be played in the key of C, for goodness sakes. Okay, he just doesn't like his owner's accordion playing. Meet Fritz and Fred, the funniest ventriloquist act in the country. No one's actually ever seen them do ventriloquism, but just setting up, they are the funniest ventriloquist act in the country. Coming up, the little snowmobile that couldn't. And a beginning skier learns the snowplow. When we return with more of life's funniest moments. Welcome back to Life's Funniest Moments. These next laughs are so easy, they're child's play. It was pretty obvious, even from the beginning. Who was going to lose this game of Duck, Duck, Goose? And he's rounding the turn. It's Baby's bottom way ahead of the pack. Baby's bottom heads into the stretch. It's Baby's bottom all alone out there. And Baby has landed on his bottom. He's out of the race. This seems like a strange cleansing treatment, but the girl figured having the cat chew in her face made at least as much sense as scrubbing it with mud. This is what happens when you let a Great Dane sleep in your bed. Based on this trailer, we are not rushing out to the theaters to see two dogs and a baby. A sign of a champion Iditarod dog is strength, speed, and endurance.
No?
This is not one of those dogs. The jockey was the right size and raring to go. But still, it didn't look like these two were likely to win this year's Kentucky Corgi. You're about to spend chore time the best way possible, laughing. In hindsight, ecru was a fine color for the living room. But not the best flavor. Trying to understand why a dog attacks vacuums and mops is like trying to understand one of the ancient mysteries of the animal's primordial. What's that? Oh, they spilled meat juice on the floor and he wants to lick it up.
I think he's getting mad. He doesn't want it clean.
This doggy wants to make his bed perfectly, but he's really struggling to smooth it out when it finally hits him. I'm a dog. I sleep in dirt. Why is this dog trying to stop the mower? He figures shorter grass makes it easier for other dogs to see where he's buried the bones. This owner has taught his dog to pick up and toss out trash. Now, if only the dog could teach his owner to stop littering. Get ready for some ice-breaking jokes, because some like it cold. We're watching an attempt at a very rough, awkward fall, awkward butt fall, and fearful backward slide, and she nails it. Bill had something to prove today. Gravity. This young tobogganer is determined to make his mark in the world. And he does, in a snowdrift. And with this run, Brian won the world record for most skiers mowed down in one day. Jakey was a good skater and a solid team player. So we don't want to say he was too small for Pee Wee hockey, but when you get floored by a high five, you may have to wait a few years. Coming up, a birthday blunder and a study session stays in the dark. When we return with more of life's funniest moments. Welcome back to Life's Funniest Moments. Why just stand there when you can watch these clips and jump for joy? Wallace is in a pretty good mood, considering he just lost a contact lens. Reggie was very proud of his job as an electronic game tester, and he made sure he did his work thoroughly. As for the game, his inspection is just about done, and he's rating it broken.
My hair. Okay, Crimpy. I need you to jump for me.
Janet is so thrilled her fish will leap up and chase her hair that she captured it on video. She hopes to expand it to a feature-length film and think there's a real market.
Good boy today, and he gets it.
Because it's a classic fish out of water story. Well, you know when you think of something brilliant, a light bulb appears over your head? Well, guess what happens when you do something dumb? Put on your cool black clothes. It's time for fashion. An inflatable lifesaver, check. Swimming goggles, check. Okay, Buttons, now will you take that bath already?
Let go. Oh.
It's one thing to shock your parents by getting your tongue pierced,
Good.
but this is just ridiculous.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Hey, okay, grab it. He's gonna drop now. Okay, all right. Ow. Oh no. Maybe.
Ladies, this is just the kind of thing you can expect when you wear that perfume, Eau de la Bacon. Some people think it's crazy to love your home this much. But Clara put in that floor 5 years ago exactly. And now it was the floor's birthday. Make a wish and blow out the candles, floor. Coming up, a man tries out some new wash and wear clothes. When we return with more of life's funniest moments. Welcome back to Life's Funniest Moments. If you've got no cooler to dump on your coach after the winning game, then I guess your coach in the cooler works.